Hello guys, this is trade of the day. Going over today's trade that I made on Wednesday, January 25th. As a reminder, this video is for learning purposes only. Okay, so today I shorted SWKS. Now, SWKS has been actually running quite fast, definitely overextended after its earnings, and it was actually an earnings breakout. As you can see, it broke out all-time highs the last 6 months, and it just kept running 3 days in a row, kind of over parabolic. And as you look at the stochastic, it's definitely overbought. So on the fourth day, I was looking for a reversal. Now, if I go to the intraday chart, pre-market, I was actually kind of looking for some sort of morning squeeze and then lower highs to kind of short into at the open, kind of like a pop, and then going red below the VWAP and to kind of let it ride uh, below previous close in a green or red move with I guess you could say a risk at high of day of the high of pre-market. But that didn't happen, so what I was looking for is, I guess, a momentum reversal, to see if momentum reverses and then see if we get a red move, a green or red move. So that's exactly what happened. But it took a while, and it was actually wasn't that easy to kind of pinpoint. But when it comes to these type of trades, support and resistance levels are very, very important because that's what you got to base your risk on, and your also entry point and exit point too. So in the morning, of course, it popped over prior day high, so that showed a lot of strength. So of course, then I want to short, wanted to kind of see some weakness and maybe a break of some base or a reversal to kind of enter my trade. So after I saw this big red candle with high volume, I kind of had a sense that, this might actually reverse. But I wasn't ready to enter. I kind of wanted to see some sort of base break, and also see this Friday high actually fail, because sometimes these kind of flushes could come, but then you have strong buyers at Friday high with huge volume picking it up again and making it bounce and continue the momentum straight up. So I wanted to kind of wait for that. So again, I saw flush, some bounces around Friday high, which is this green area around 92.75. So I wanted to wait. I held, and wanted to see some sort of base form, and I did see that base form around 92.60, 92.59. So I kind of wanted to see that base break to go to 92.59 and then short. So after a couple bounces, after a couple hits of that base and then a break, I decided to short around 92.59 with my risk at higher day. Now, I wish it would have bounced back up, maybe back to 93.50 and then back down, so I could kind of put my risk on the different level, but I didn't see that, so it was hard for me to do that. So I decided to keep it at a high day in case, for whatever reason, this reverses back to prior day high, and it does something like that. But it didn't. It actually went red, and again, a green and red move. So I was looking to close my position at certain levels. Actually, on the 2-to-1 reward risk ratio, the proper place to close was actually more close to like 91.07, 91.08. But there were some other support areas that I wanted to see if they held, or and how the price acted around that level. So there was some support area around here at 92, which is a whole number, which are very important, and the second one was around 91.07. So when I saw SWKS going red, I was looking to see if it was gonna hold or if it was gonna fail. Now, when it did hit that level at 92, I saw a couple bounces, especially this bounce right here on high volume. 50,000 shares were traded here. I'm sure some shorts were covering. and then it failing, and then bouncing and it failing, and that kind of made me a little bit nervous because this could have bounced back up, especially having the VWAP all the way over there. I was thinking, this might bounce back to the VWAP or something like that. So I did cover part of it. In the future, um, what I'm thinking of doing, especially in these type of support areas, I might just put a limit order to close part of my position, maybe 30% of my position or more, just so I don't have to try to like time it. I guess you could say, or try to close it on a bad closing area, because sometimes with these things bounce and you look at the bid ask spread, it might be 92, then the ask might be at 92.14, 92.16. So the kind of the spread gets very big, and if you want to get out fast, it doesn't really give you an opportunity. So that's not a good way to kind of close your position. I did get lucky though this time, and I did end up closing part of my position in 92.03, and it was after this reversal here. So in the future, I'm just gonna put close part of my position on these support levels. Just put a limit order on the support levels just in case, to kind of avoid something like that. And then of course the rest of my other targets. So I did close part of my position over 50%, actually 50% of it, and I held the rest. And then it started to continue to fade and fade. So I decided to close the rest of my position below 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. The good thing about this trade, it's a high probability trade, high probability setup. If this type of course, if the daily chart looks like this and the intraday price action does this, so even those below my 2-to-1 reward to risk, it's still high probability. So it's good to kind of keep that in mind, that singles could also make you money. So you might hit the doubles, 2-to-1 once in a while, but singles and consistency is definitely one of the most important things when it comes into the trading world and being successful. So I was happy that I took profits, because it happened in the past where I kind of wanted more, and I kind of not necessarily get greedy, but I do want to see at least closer to my 2-to-1 reward to risk before I start taking any profits, and then boom, the support hits. You get some buyers, some, I guess maybe in short sellers closing their position, and then you get a really quick bounce. So it's really not a good way to kind of close your position when you're gonna get those, because those things move too fast. Those bounces move too fast, and again, the bid ask spread might be too high to kind of really have an advantage to close your position at a favorable spot. So again, took my position, took my profits, called it a day. So overall was an okay trade, not the best trade, but overall an okay. Again, in the future, definitely hit some limit orders in my support levels to kind of save myself from maybe taking bad, closing my position at a bad spot versus already having a limit and then saving myself for something like that. So alright guys, so hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you guys liked it, please like the video, share it with your friends if there's any friends you have that are also interested in trading, and make some comments if you have any questions, and then you will hear from me soon. Thank you.